What's up, everybody? Wisdom Starcraft here. Back for Game 4 between, up in the top left here, Liquid HerO as a Protoss, and down here in the bottom right, it's going to be EG's Jaedong, one of my personal favorite Zerg players of all time. Don't want to show my bias too much here, but yeah. So last match, Liquid HerO beat Jaedong with an Immortal all-in. And kind of like I've been saying in the couple previous casts, the Immortal All-In is pretty popular right now. Protosses like to do it a lot. And I don't want to say it was ever really dead, but it did kind of fall out of popularity for just a bit. But I think now it's kind of back in like full force, and Protosses are realizing that's a very good way to win. HerO gonna be dropping a pylon here. I guess he's gonna be putting his gateway somewhere back here, as opposed to over here near the ramp. Maybe he's afraid of, like, I don't know, I'm actually not sure why he's doing it. I suppose you just get better mining time if you put it back here, as opposed to going all the way over here to the ramp. And when you're professional like this, things like that do matter, so yeah. I just want to say, I actually was just recording this a few minutes ago, but I ended up I was lagging really bad, so I ended up turning down the graphics, so I don't know if it's how obvious it's gonna be. Basically it went down from like ultra to like it's on medium right now. This game still looks like phenomenal though, so I don't feel too bad about it. I turned up the FPS that's recorded in fraps because even though I did have it on like ultra for the past few games and stuff, I noticed when I went to watch them that, I don't know, the quality just didn't seem like 100% to me, so I think the quality is going to be, I'll see how improved it is. Right now it's at 50 FPS as opposed to 30. I don't think 30 is really enough to record Starcraft. Probably if I was doing like a Hearthstone match or something like that, something more like slow paced, it'd probably be okay. But I don't think it's going to be enough for a Starcraft game. But either way, I think my computer is going to be okay. Hopefully, anyway. I think it'll be okay now that it's on 50 FPS. But with the graphics only on medium, I think putting it on ultra and like a lot of things that's like really high, a lot of the effects. I think between that and 50 FPS, it's just a little bit too much. So hopefully it's okay right now though. But I mean, we'll find out. So, pretty standard stuff. Jaedong's gonna be throwing out a spawning pool first, getting his 2 hatcheries down before that. Yeah, like I said though, pretty standard stuff, like three bases. And then of course, HerO's gonna be expanding over here. I think maybe he's gonna be dropping a forge at the front. I mean, he didn't forge fast expand, he gateway expanded, but he still might drop the forge just to get a cannon out. Still really good defense early on. He's gonna be moving a zealot across the map after scouting out the bases with a probe. Not really seeing a whole lot. I mean, no gas yet, so I guess he sees that. And the ling's gonna be coming out now. 6 lings as opposed to 4. I suppose he just knew about the zealot at the front. That's probably why. So, wow, good micro pulling back those lings, but he actually did end up losing 1. But that's a really good trade. Definitely take 1 ling for a zealot any day. So yeah, it's gonna show up here. It's 31 to 100. HerO's gonna be moving across the map with this mothership core. Just scouting around, poking around, maybe seeing what he can do, see if he can do any harass. I don't really expect him to be able to do any kind of harass because these queens are already out, but he can try if he wants, whatever, and he can just scout around. So, like, he did see this gas, he saw that there was nothing there, and Jaedong was actually going to move his queen off the creep here, just to do a little bit of extra damage to that mothership core. And wow, here that kind of sucks for HerO right here. Little victory for Jaedong. He was trying to put a forward pylon down. Now that kind of tells me he's setting up for some kind of all-in, but maybe not. I mean, there's only 4 gateways, so perhaps some 4-gate pressure. But yeah, that pylon's gonna go ahead and fall. So whatever he's trying to do, and oh, this is unfortunate. That probe's gonna get intercepted. So yeah, he's gonna be losing 2 probes here, and this pylon I don't think is gonna go up. Although he does have some zealots coming across to reinforce, and the mothership core. So. And so close. Jaedong in the straight refusal mode ends up getting that probe. Now he knows this is coming now, so he saw the pylon going up. He knows. I think he knows exactly what exactly what HerO's trying to do. He's trying to work down these rocks, which would help him tremendously, but I don't think he's going to be able to. These lings are going to get a full surround on these zealots, and these queens are pumping damage in the back, so I think he is going to get all these zealots. At the cost of quite a few lings, but I think it was worth it. And now more zealots are going to be being warped in. Does he have +1 weapons? No, he doesn't even have a forge. If he had the +1 weapons, it would make his attack much more deadly because those zealots would be able to 2-shot lings as opposed to 3, which is a really big deal. Roaches are already out, so in 2 spines. I think Jaedong's going to be able to hold this attack no problem. Microing the queens a little bit there just so we didn't lose them. Very well played from him. And he's going to be chasing these zealots down with these roaches. Not really a whole lot zealots can do versus these roaches because they're just going to be kited all day, and I wouldn't expect Jaedong to make mistakes. And I'm actually a little surprised to see him backing up right there. I thought he was going to like focus down that pylon, but because it's only a mothership core to defend. But Jaedong knows best. He's going to be back out and just play safe. And doesn't look like HerO is going to be giving up on this attack just yet. Warping in, was that 4 zealots? So 3 zealots. Or, excuse me, sentries. So he's still looking to pressure this third. I don't really think he's going to be able to do much though. Although, wow, some really nice force fields there. Going to be trapping 3 of these roaches. And, oh man, another roach going to be going down there, and another one. So only 2 roaches left to defend. 4 more are on the way, but Jaedong got a little greedy making all these drones right now while there's all this pressure at his third. But I don't think HerO's like picking up on it, so he's actually going to be pulling out now. He probably could have stayed and did a little bit more damage though, but so I don't know what he's going to do right now. He's working on a warp prism at home. Maybe he's going to like time the attack on the third with the warp prism. +1 weapon's going to be being researched right now, and I think I saw robotics, but yeah, so Immortals are already on their way. Excuse me. Give me a minute, guys, because I just kind of like woke up a few minutes ago, even though it is almost 3 o'clock right now. That's how we do. That's how I do, anyway. I was up all night casting Starcraft, man, because Starcraft's amazing. I mean, what can I say? My favorite game of all time, hands down. Woke up today, I was like, you know what? I gotta cast some Starcraft. So, there you go. And of course, I was really excited to cast game number 4. I didn't really have time last night. I mean, I could have, but I was kind of bitched out, I guess. It was like 4 a.m. and I was like, I don't know if I feel like casting one more, because who knows how long this is gonna go. This one's already 11 minutes in. Game number 3 actually was over at around this time. So, anyways, the warp prism is going to be moving in now with 2 sentries and I believe 3 sentries and 2 zealots. He's going to have to pick those sentries up though, otherwise he's going to be sniped by the roaches. So not really accomplishing too much. Well, actually, no, scratch that, because he did get the queen. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, he got the queen. So that's actually a really nice victory for HerO. And he's going to see the spire. I don't think he's going to be able to kill it, but he is going to see it though, which is really nice. Now, wow, actually some really nice force fields right there, but unfortunately wasn't really quite enough. If he could have had some more right here, maybe he could have gotten that spire. Although even then, probably not, just because the sentry DPS is pretty low. But anyway, but at least he gets the scout spire, so he knows what's coming. He knows there's going to be mutalisks on the way, so you better batten down the hatches, because Mutalisks can just kind of wreck a Protoss's world. And actually, he's got double Stargates on the way. Maybe he's going to go for like Mass Phoenix to counter it? Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to be doing with these. Is he going to be getting some Phoenix? Yeah, he's going to be getting some Phoenix with them. Maybe he's going to put down the Fleet Bacon. Fleet Bacon, I call it the Fleet Bacon, just like Husky does. Of course, Husky's the one that invented that. But anyway, maybe he's going to be putting down the Fleet Beacon. And then he's going to be getting that, what's it called? Pulse Crystals? I don't remember what it's called, but basically it's just an upgrade to increase the Phoenix's range. Helps dealing with those Mutalisks quite a bit. Now, it's a decent counter for Mutalisks. However, you have to have very good micro, which HerO does, don't get me wrong. He's definitely one of the best Protosses out there. But I don't know. I mean, at least when I see it, and I'm talking about professional games. I'm not talking about like when I play, you know, in whatever league I'm in now. well, I don't know what league I am in now. I'm not Masters anymore, so. But I mean, whenever I see it though, I don't know. It doesn't usually work out too well. The Mutalisks always end up somehow catching up and getting a bunch of Phoenixes. So, and Jaedong's going to be going for Swarm Host. So that Spire was scouted. So I guess he decided not to make any Mutalisks. He decided to actually just tech switch into Swarm Host, which I think is. No, I was going to say I think it might catch HerO off guard, but I think he already knows because he stopped creating Phoenixes a while ago after making the initial 2. And so Roach is going to be moving out to try to pressure this third, but HerO's going to be mass recalling back and just locking that down almost immediately. And Jaedong needs to move back with these Roaches, otherwise he's going to lose them all. And yeah, going to be losing, what was that, 5 or 6 there before he finally catches on. But he will get a 1 or 2 sentries there, and he's going to be moving out with the rest of these Roaches now. So where are the Swarm Hosts? That's what I want to know. I just heard them. Like I scrolled by them, man. Okay, they were in the natural. I think they were dealing with this warp prism that was in the main. Yeah, for sure. Because there's a million locusts in here. You know, and I actually think I watched this game live now, and I'm like thinking about it. I'm almost positive I watched this game live. I know I didn't get to see all of them, but I'm pretty sure I watched this one. Although I don't exactly remember how it goes and stuff, so. It's fairly new to me. At least it feels new to me. HerO had his army over here, just looking to like pressure this 4th, but not really going to do a whole lot. Not with the Locusts there. These Locusts do a lot of DPS. Don't forget about that. It seems like you don't really see Swarm Hosts that much, but just remember they do a lot of damage. Yeah, 14 apiece right now with those +2 weapons. So. Gonna have the Colossus range being on the way. Colossus is of course a great way to deal with those locusts. Probably the only real way that Protoss has, other than maybe like carriers, I suppose, and like I'd say Archons, but I don't really know. Archons are the only thing with Archons is like yeah they have good splash and yeah they do of course a lot of damage, but they're gonna be the locusts are gonna be right on top of them doing all their damage as well. So and the locusts are free. With the Colossus you can outrange them and do the splash, and it kind of minimizes your losses. Jaedong's gonna be pressuring, well, not quite a 4th yet, not just yet, but he's gonna be pressuring it with his Roaches, scouting out. Now he's gonna realize that yeah, HerO is looking to take this 4th base here, so we'll see if Jaedong does anything about that in the future. In the meantime, Jaedong's going to be going for that +3 missile attacks on his Roaches and Locusts, which is going to be very nice for him. That's going to help out a lot. Unfortunately, it's not going to be done in time for this attack. The armor will, though, and the adrenal glands, I think. I don't know if HerO's going to commit to this because this is a fairly small army he's running. He does have a few Void Rays, which will help pump out DPS tremendously, especially versus the Roaches. But in the meantime, these stalkers are just going to be moving around, just clearing out some creep. And I think that's really all HerO was looking to do here, is he's going to position his army here, kind of get Jaedong a little worried that he's going to attack his 3rd, and then he's just going to go and clear out some creep with these stalkers, which is exactly what he's doing now that he knows the Roaches are on this side of the rocks. Although right now they're just standing idly by. There he goes. So he's gonna be cleaning out some creep tumors, and oh no, he's actually gonna be losing a few stalkers here. Oh, that's unfortunate for HerO. Not quite paying attention to those stalkers. Jaedong's gonna get a few of those for essentially free. I think he may have lost maybe 1 or 2 Roaches, but that's not gonna make a whole difference. Corruptors are gonna be coming out for Jaedong now, and the hive is complete. And right now he's currently researching the +2 flyer attack. So, but I would expect a greater spire after that. Ugh. Only 20 minutes in, man. My voice is already going out. Luckily, I have this 2-liter bottle of Coke on the side of me here, helping me out. And same one from last night, actually, that when I was casting last night, and it's caffeine free, so that kind of sucks, but that's okay. And there's a big ball of death here from HerO, and he's definitely going to be looking to pressure this 3rd now. The Warp Prism is going to be moving into the main, I suppose, and probably going to like synergize these attacks. There's a Spore Crawler here, so he better do something with his Warp Prism now or fly around it. And there we go, dropping the Immortals off, so that's going to take care of that Spore Crawler, no problem. Even blinking some Stalkers up here. So a lot of pressure inside of Jaedong's main. And the only real tech structure he has to worry about in here is his Hive. He doesn't want to lose that. At least before upgrading into a Greater Spire. And the Spawning Pool, of course, would always be a nice little pick-off. So he's going to send the Swarm Host up here to defend with the Locusts, and currently moving across the map right now is HerO's main army. That's going to be going to Jaedong's 4th. And where's all Jaedong's units? There we go. So he's going to have some Vipers to deal with this. That's going to be for ripping these Colossus right into his big ball of roaches, or I guess in this case, he has a lot of Swarm Hosts. Only 9 roaches on the field, but they'll help too in the main fight. He's been moving these roaches a lot around the map, just kind of picking things off here and there, picking off, trying to pressure some bases. He picked off a few Stalkers, like around here-ish. So, but yeah, these Vipers are very nice right now. They're gonna help a lot. Basically, the fight starts up. He he yanks a couple Colossus right into all these Corruptors and the Locusts. So. And these Swarm Hosts have been very defensive. I mean, it's definitely ideal. You want to be trying to, like, siege your opponent with them, but HerO's been being very aggressive himself and not really letting that happen. So, these Swarm Hosts have been mainly for defensive purposes, right now anyway. So, maybe that'll change sometime soon, but HerO's going to be moving back out with this Warp Prism, and it's loaded with 4 High Templar, so... Oh, some Corruptors coming in to intercept it. Oh no! And losing that Warp Prism, that's a big loss right there. 4 High Templars. Ugh, I mean, I know he's on 4 bases, so I mean, he can rebuild it, sure. It's not like a game-ending thing or anything like that, but it's just always so unfortunate, man. A Warp Prism with 4 High Templars, that's awful. But he's already moving out again with another one. We'll see if this one catches Jaedong off guard. This one has 2 High Templars and 1 Zealot. And here comes the storms, but Jaedong reacts fairly fast, minimizing those losses there. So he's only gonna lose a couple drones there. These are in the red, so he's gonna have to watch those for now. And meanwhile, HerO's gonna be moving out with his army at the 3rd, looking to pressure the 3rd. That's a lot of Colossus. Well, that's 6. So that's pretty standard, I suppose. But he's gonna be pressuring that with the 3rd. And there was a few Fungals here. Oh, a few Fungals. That's a 6 Infestors, so that's gonna be very nice for this fight. And these Void Rays are going to fall fairly soon. Yeah, he's just going to have to sacrifice those Void Rays, leave them behind. It's too late for them. They were caught in the fungal of death. And I've been seeing this kind of a lot from Jaedong lately, actually, is using fungal growth, which has kind of fallen out of popularity ever since the nerf where it's a projectile. And I think they nerfed the damage on it too, if I recall. It used to be kind of OP. It was just like, kind of like you'd have Brood Lords, and then for anti-air, you could just make one unit, the Infestor, just have mass Infestors. It was a little broken. Yeah, maybe it was a little more than I'm saying. It was a little more than a little broken. It was broken, but I mean, it wasn't like wicked over the top. Like Zerg still did lose, but it was definitely OP, and I'll admit that as a Zerg player. I knew it was OP when I was using them. Picking off a few Infestors right there, pretty nice. Jaedong does have plenty of money to remake these, so... And yeah, gonna be getting that Greater Spire right now. What are the upgrades looking at like? That's what I want to see. So G. Alright, so it's gonna be level 3 missile attacks for Jaedong. He's gonna have the level 2 armor and level 2 claws, and just a whole boatload of upgrades right here. Level 3 flyer attacks, that's very nice for him. In the meantime, HerO's gonna be pressuring this 3rd base. And kind of getting locked down. He's really, at least all I can see is the Colossus. There's some Stalkers and some High Templars to help defend this though, but not bad. Kind of pressuring the 3rd a little bit, although this is pretty much mined out. The gas is still very nice though, so he is locking that down, which is kind of nice. But Jaedong has plenty saved up, so I mean, as long as Jaedong doesn't lose to some just, as long as he doesn't get like steamrolled over like his space, he should be okay, because he can afford to lose his army and rebuild it. So, basically, that's what I mean. As long as he doesn't lose like to one army just steamrolling over everything and he can't rebuild in time, he'll be fine. But let's say he loses his army, like, I don't know, like over here or something like that. He should have enough time to rebuild something to defend with, you know, because he has plenty of money in the bank. HerO, not so much though. I mean, he's building a pretty scary army here. That's a lot of High Templar. You know, 6 Colossus. So High Templar are scattered everywhere, man. But that is pretty nice. So I mean, he has a pretty nice army, but he doesn't have the money to rebuild it like Jaedong does. Jaedong's just like stockpiling the money, man. You know, he's like a politician, man. He's just taking like so much. He's just taking bribes. I mean, look at all that money he has. Damn, man. The rich get richer, and unfortunately for HerO, I guess the poor get poorer. And that's unfortunate. Most likely going to be looking to take another base fairly soon because, yeah, the natural's mined out. The third's getting really low. These patches are really low. And all he's really going to be relying on is the fourth, which is actually getting kind of low. I mean, look at some of these patches. So he's really going to be looking to take a new base fairly soon. Maybe this one, actually. It's close to his fourth. Maybe it'll be a little easier to defend. I'm not sure. But the Overlord is going to be taking a big shit right here on this this fourth base here, or this fifth base, I suppose that would be. So that's going to make it a little difficult to take. It's always kind of frustrating. Like, you don't want to have to move your whole army out to destroy one Overlord or anything like that. So that kind of deter him from taking that base. And wow, a lot of Warp Prism harass inside the main here that I was missing. Stalkers, Archons, gonna be running towards the spawning pool. Will he get it? I don't know. this High Templar is just walking right by all those infestors, high-fiving them. But he better run for his life because there's a hit squad of roaches following behind them, and they are not happy, man. And wow, just barely missing that spawning pool. I almost feel like he should have just focused it. I suppose it wouldn't really have slowed Jaedong down that much. I mean, he obviously just rebuild another one really fast, but oh, these roaches, these stalkers are gonna go down. They're kind of forgotten about. I feel bad for them, man. They're forgotten about. And this roach is gonna be seeing this right here, seeing this little shenanigans. And wow, is that overkill? I don't know. They're actually gonna die before they get there, so the roaches can handle one pylon, I think. And once again, I'm taking a sip of my Coke because I'm losing my voice. Ooh, a nice little pickup there. I believe that was the Warp Prism? I think that was the Warp Prism we just pulled into there. Or at least one of the Warp Prisms, I'm not really sure. But, gonna have the Locusts be fighting that army there, or at least forcing it back. It's always a win when you can have Locusts fight the main army, really. Well, at least get away with all your Swarm hosts still being alive. Because, Locusts are free units, so whatever damage they can do is good damage, you know? That Warp Prism is going to be moving out, and it's filled with 2 High Templars and a Zealot, just like before. And Jaedong's going to react to this very fast, so he's going to be moving out those drones almost immediately, so not going to be losing any right there. Very good for him. And he's going to be warping in some Zealots here, going straight for that Great Aspire, which is already weakened. I missed that. And, oh yeah, he's going to get that, no problem. Now that's a big loss for Jaedong. Not that he doesn't have the money to rebuild it, because he is loaded, man. He's like Mitt Romney status over here. But it's still a big deal because Jaedong doesn't have or excuse me, he has the money, but it's gonna take a long time to rebuild. Spire, it's one of those buildings. I think it's got to be one of the longest time-consuming buildings in the game. Longest time-consuming. Does that make sense? I don't know, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. It takes a very long time to build, and it takes a very long time to upgrade into a greater Spire. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, I think he's probably going to be okay as long as he doesn't lose like everything like in the next couple minutes or something like that before it can complete. But I mean, like the Spire is already almost completed. But it does look like HerO's getting ready to move out fairly soon, and these Oracles are going to be coming in, casting Revelation, I believe that is, yeah. So Revelation, it's going to give him vision for the Tempest, just to kind of siege away at this base. So very nice, getting a little bit of harass in. And these Infestors are on a mission right here. Oh, and actually landing Fungals onto the High Templar, but yeah, HerO's not going to let him get away with that. He's going to be moving. positioning his army forward just a little bit there to stop those investors from finishing the deal, sealing the deal. And locusts are actually going to come down here and almost picking off a few high Templars, but not quite. And gonna be abducting that Colossus right into all those corruptors, but unfortunately this is not quite going to work out. Oh, getting it very low, but not quite. Close but no cigar, right? Now I want to see, does he have, no, he doesn't have plus 30 armor yet. I'm a little surprised on that. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised. I mean, yeah, just because he has plenty of money, I don't understand why he's not researching that. Maybe just forgot, to be honest. I mean, this is a pretty hectic game. There's been a lot of aggression from both players, so. And speaking of which, I think Jaedong actually did move a few roaches over here just to do a little damage to the probes. And just like I said earlier, HerO's still only relying on this 4th base, and at this point actually there's no minerals left in any of these bases. He's getting a little bit of gas from this one, but yeah, never mind, that's gone in just a few seconds here. So yeah, this 4th base is going to be all HerO has, so if he loses this army, or too much of it really, he's going to lose this game. There's just a huge mineral and gas advantage for Jaedong. Unless he expands soon and then tries to defend it, but he's actually warping in cannons here. I don't know, I kind of disagree, but I mean, I understand there's been a lot of roach counterattacks and stuff like that, so he wants to have some static defense, you know, for when his army's not there, but I feel like he should have spent it on the Nexus. Maybe position his army like here and then just defend the Nexus here and the Nexus here. But I guess he's not going to be looking to expand, he's just going to be looking to end the game, I suppose, with just this army. But if that's the case, I figure, I mean, why really even bother putting up the static defense, you know? I mean, because look at, there's no minerals left at this base. I mean, 610, 20, 50, 40, yeah, so I mean, there's nothing. I mean, what he has is, you know, what you have here is what you get. What he has, you know, he's not getting anything else to add to that army. This is what he has. Gonna be sieging this base again, and he does actually manage to get it with those Tempests and whatnot, sieging away. And the revelation on the army, it's really nice for HerO. It's gonna let him know exactly where all this stuff is, all these corruptors, and these corruptors are at 2-3, man. So that's pretty scary. His air is only at 2 attacks, so significant upgrades from Jaedong here. And gonna be bringing in an Oracle and a Tempest. He's gonna snipe those, no problem. Tempests are really nice for their range, and they're very good against Broodlords. Excuse me, sneezing there. One thing that kind of sucks about wintertime, man, is I think I have some kind of, just like a little cold or something, you know, so I'm sneezing there, but I don't even remember what I was saying. Sneezing again. Oh, absolutely terrible. I don't like sneezing, but whatever. Gonna be pressuring this 4th with the roaches here, and the minerals are already all gone, so taking this Nexus really doesn't accomplish anything at all. It's really not even like much of a point to go and defend it. But both are, oh, and he did actually take this base. I didn't even notice, but good for him. So now he's gonna have a new base to get minerals from. Man, he's gonna have his whole army here to defend it. And gonna be sniping off some Void Rays. Yeah, he's gonna get them both there. And what was I saying before? Oh, so the Tempest, yeah, the Tempest. Yeah, they're very good at taking out Broodlords, of course, but actually hold that thought, because there's going to be a big battle commencing here. The Swarmers are going to be pumping out those Locusts to fight those units on the ground, and a few Fungals on the High Templars. That's very nice. Jaedong's is going to be backing up here, playing kind of like a ratty style. He's going to be focusing these units down with the Fungal Growth, and then abducting some Void Rays and Colossus right into this huge cloud of death, otherwise known as the Cloud of Corruptors. And yeah, very nice for Jaedong there. Now look at the supply difference, 116 to 184. Jaedong's not committing to any kind of like, he's not committing to like a huge fight where it's just like big clashes. He's being very defensive with his units, backing them away, and then picking stuff off here and there. And it's working because HerO doesn't have what he needs to rebuild this. Whereas Jaedong still has plenty of money, and you can see three corruptors on the way, or excuse me, 8 corruptors on the way, and there was 3 vipers. So that's gonna be very nice for Jaedong there, and gonna be getting that +3 armor too for air units. And now he's gonna be sieging these. This base is very close to Jaedong now, so at this point now, Jaedong's gonna be sieging that base with his swarm hosts. But in the meantime, he might lose his base to just a few stalkers, 4 stalkers. So HerO being very cost effective with those stalkers, taking out a base, and Jaedong does kind of need this base because these minerals are very low, and I mean he has this base, but it'd really be nice to have just one more base to help secure his advantage. But anyway, yeah, HerO's gonna get that with just 4 stalkers. Jaedong just didn't react, or he just didn't have like the units to deal with it. Which he really only has. Like he has swarm hosts. He has 21 roaches. There we go. He's pressuring. Looks like he's gonna be pressuring HerO's main base with that, and I think HerO is actually gonna have to defend that with something. And there we go. 2 void rays coming out. That'll be plenty enough to defend that. Just because roaches can't attack air, so which I remember when I first played Starcraft 2, and I was like, these units are ranged. Why can't they attack air, man? You know, because I mean, Hydralisks, they were the bread and butter unit in Broodboar, and they can attack air, man. You know, but that's okay because I love Starcraft 2 though. Alright, so HerO's gonna be doing kind of what he did, what he was doing earlier. He's gonna be pressuring this. What is this? The freaking 5th base of Jaedong. So he's going to be pressuring this a little more aggressively this time, though. Now he's using Colossus, and he's using everything, really. But using that range advantage. And Jaedong's not really looking to commit, I suppose. I guess he's just going to let it fall. I'm honestly not really sure why. I would think he was going to be trying to get a few pickoffs with the Corruptors and the Vipers. And oh, some nice speedbacks coming out. Going to be taking out those swarm hosts, or excuse me, the Vipers. For some reason I got their names mixed up. And yeah, he actually got like all of the Vipers, so that really sucks for Jaedong. At least for the style he's been playing, where he just picks off a few. But honestly, I think he has enough Corruptors here just to fight this army head on. The only anti-air, I mean, what is it? 3 Void Rays and Tempest, which really don't do a whole lot versus Corruptors in the grand scheme of things. A few High Templars, so the Storm will be really nice. And gonna be taking out this base that Jaedong took, which is actually that's actually kind of funny. That's HerO's base, man. You can't be taking HerO's bases. But yeah, he's gonna be taking out that base, and now he's gonna be moving with the Corruptors. But a huge storm on all of those Corruptors. He's gonna need to split these. Oh man, they're all taking so much damage. He needs to pull out. That was so much damage from the storms. Jaedong really needs to like split up these Corruptors or something. He's gonna be backing out now before he really loses a whole lot. He didn't lose anything. Well, I think he lost a couple Corruptors, but I mean, he didn't lose like the main, you know, the big batch of them, which is really what he can't allow. Just taking a lot of damage, but they will recover. They are Zerg units. They'll recover over time, but it's going to be pretty slow. So if HerO is going to be moving out, this might be his time to do it. We'll see what he decides to do. Those roaches are going to town in his main base, man. Even his natural. He's going to warp in some zealots to deal with them, but that amount of zealots is not going to deal with these roaches in the main here, especially when they're tucked in between buildings here. And they're just going to be taking out, yeah, they're going to be being microed by Jaedong. Look, even given an attack orders. Stargate, 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 right after taking out the fleet bacon. So that's going to be a big deal for HerO. He's going to have to move back and like defend that with something. Otherwise, I mean, he's being base raced right now, but he's not doing any racing himself. That'd be like if there's like a professional race and you know, one car is just two cars are racing and one's just stopped and the other one's just going around the track. I mean, you know, you're not gonna win, right? It's like me when people try to drag race me when I'm driving my car. It's like we get to a red light and like some jackass revs his engine at me. I'm like, okay, buddy, well, I'm not gonna race you. So sometimes I'll rev back at them, and then the light turns green, and they just they roast their tires and everything, and you know, speed off. And I just go normal. You know, I'm a pretty slow and careful driver, so I just go normal, and I think it's the most hilarious thing in the world. You know, like what a bunch of jackasses you are. Like I'm not doing that. What are you? You know, what is this, Fast and Furious, man? But yeah, he lost a lot in there. a lot in his main, and actually 2 more borrowed roaches. They are gonna slam this Nexus. Not that it's really a big deal at this point. Nothing in this in here is really doesn't mean anything. Um, but like he still can't afford to lose too much because this is all he has, and of course if you lose all your buildings in Starcraft, you lose the game. It's not looking very good though for HerO. 2 roaches are destroying his entire base, and he has a relatively small army here versus what Jaedong has, which is Jaedong's pretty big army here. Not quite maxed out just yet, but he does have the money to do so. And also, he's going against a lot of locusts, which are free units. And oh, that mothership core going to be being abducted. Oh, that hurts. That hurts, man. That mothership core going to be going down, and these stalkers are going to get fungled. Oh, this is not good for HerO. Of course, he's going to play to the end. This tournament is very important, and this isn't the final game. If Jaedong wins this, which it looks like he's going to, this is going to go on to one final game between them, and there we go. HerO's going to go ahead and call it GG. This doesn't have the army to deal with what Jaedong has at this moment. And, yeah. Very great game, though. Wow. I really wasn't really sure who was going to win. I mean, this was definitely a close game, to say the least. I've liked all these games so far a very lot. Big variety too. A really long macro game right here. Even before this it was a Mortal All In, pretty standard, whatever. But and the one before that, Jaedong actually 6-pooled, which is really cool to watch. I just like watching cheesy strategies out of pro players, but I do also enjoy these long macro games. These really showcase these pros, the skills of these pros. One thing I'll say that was really weird is I'm really surprised Jaedong never got like these upgrades, or at least the armor. I'm really surprised about that. I don't want to say he forgot. Maybe he didn't forget. I think maybe he was just I think maybe he was just focusing on the air. So he decided, like, you know what, my whole army is really air. That's what I'm fighting. I'm fighting a bunch of air. I'm just gonna focus on the air and save my money for like corruptors and things like that. So, and he did end up, he had like 5K stockpiled in both minerals and gas, and he did end up using it all. So, and of course he mined all this again, but still though, so he did end up using most of it to remax his army. So, yeah, Jaedong knows best, I suppose. I should just keep my mouth shut. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for game number 4 now. Damn. I'm gonna be moving on to game number 5 fairly soon. Anyways, guys, peace, love, empathy, and I'll see you guys in the next casts.